All right, second cut because the first cut went like absolutely awful. It's like just could not put words together. My brain is somewhere else, but well, it was somewhere else. But this is the everything that's come in thus far video. The main reason why I decided to do this today is I wanted to do one final like hurrah before everything changes. Hence my channel update where I said that things gonna be changing, and one of the things I was gonna not do anymore was the everything I've gotten thus far from whether it be comics or movies or whatever. I wasn't gonna do that anymore. I was gonna wait for everything to come in. Now it is ordinarily like until yesterday it would have been everything that came in, but decided to do a little bit more, and then that'll be it for this month. But that's mostly why I decided to do this video. Either way, I wanted to film something today because I had like today is a perfect day to do it for it, the way and how things turned out. Without further ado, let's get into it. So first up, the movies, and first up is a movie that everyone's been talking about. I have seen this, and that is Obsession. Ironically enough, everyone has an obsession with this movie. Now, I do think it's a really good movie. I think it's fantastic that Curry Barker got to make the movie he wanted to make, with some exceptions. I heard there was some things he had to cut. Like there was a scene that he had to cut down. I'm not gonna say what it is, although I almost just said it. Those of you who put two and two together already know what it was. But that was unfortunate. He had to cut it down. But other than that, it seems like he got to make the movie he wanted to make. And that's fantastic, especially because this is not A24 or Focus. No, it's not Focus. It is Focus Features. Especially because this is not A24 or Neon. This is Focus Features Universal. Now, I don't think Universal is exactly like Disney, where they would make the director like make the movie they want to make, but also give them freedom, but not enough freedom. I think Curry Barker was given enough freedom to make this movie. And to be fair, it was the MPAA who didn't like a certain scene, and he had to cut it down to appease their sensitive brains. Now, for whatever reason, Amazon does not like keeping the slipcase. If a movie is older than 3 months, and I want to say 3 months, like that's... I said 6 months in the first cut of this video, and that seemed like it was too long a time. Even 3 months, I'm thinking like, it's a month. I don't know why they do that, they just do this. So as you don't know, this is a slipcase, otherwise known as an O-ring, and Amazon just does this. They throw it in the box, and that's all you get. And why is that weird? I just did this, and it was like, I don't know. Probably shouldn't keep doing that, huh? Another thing I don't understand is why some are Blu-ray plus digital, and then others are Blu-ray plus DVD. I think it should be all Blu-ray plus DVD, especially for they're charging the prices they are for physical media. Now, those of you who have been watching my channel for a long time may be curious as to why I've been getting Blu-rays and DVDs recently. Number one is I'm just on a physical media kick. I always have been with comics, but now that I'm becoming more comfortable with getting movies I want to get on Blu-ray, like ones I really liked, that's the main reason. That's the main reason. That's my main reason. My main reason in buying physical media, as I have to, like, obviously it's what I have to have liked, but also I want to be something I've read, something I've watched before. Comics, no. Comics is just anything from Image, anything that piques my interest, even slightly. But with movies, I'm a bit more stricter with my decision to buy movies. Mostly because I don't want to go overboard with the movies. I want to kind of keep it to a certain budget and a certain rules. Like this month already, kind of went overboard. Not really though. I just realized I forgot some DVDs. So I got DVDs too. One of them I had to get on DVD because it's, for whatever reason, they decided not to have a Blu-ray release. Such a small budget for that movie that they couldn't get a DVD. They couldn't secure a Blu-ray, even though it's a modern. But yeah, definitely got a good amount of movies, and will not be as much next month. Definitely not that. There were some exceptions this month, but yeah. But so going back to Obsession, while I did really like this movie, I don't think it's better than Hereditary. The only reason why I say that is because a very popular YouTuber, Moist Critical Charlie, Penguin Z Zero, however you refer to him as, he said it was better than Hereditary because of the ending. He didn't like the ending of Hereditary. I'm not going to get too much into that, but I do think Obsession is one of the best horror movies of the past 10 years. I think it's one of the quotes is saying an instant horror classic, and I think that is exactly true. Like 100% true. Uh, Worth all the hype, but not as good as Hereditary. I understand his reasonings too. Like, he had a very valid reason, but I just completely disagree with that. And maybe it's because Hereditary I watched a little while ago, and Obsession I just watched like a few months ago. So Hereditary I've had like, so it's the opposite of recency bias. Which actually I think recency bias goes both ways. Because when I think of recency bias, I think of really enjoying a movie because you just saw it. Apparently that's a thing. I never really experienced that or known anyone experienced that, but I can see where that comes from. Where that can come from, I mean. Next up is The Fifth Element. My first 4K. Both Fifth Element and Do the Right Thing, to get the digital code, I had to get the 4K. Now, these were both at affordable prices. They were not expensive at all. And I think actually Do the Right Thing was cheaper on 4K. Sometimes it happens. But yeah, to get the digital code, I had to get these Blu-ray. 4K Blu-ray. Now, I do not have a 4K player. Thankfully, these come with a Blu-ray copy, so if I can't access a digital code for whatever reason, I at least have the Blu-ray. But that is the point. Both these movies I've seen. Fifth Element gets a lot of flack. I do have to watch it again, but when I first watched it, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really creative, really fun at the end of the day. Like, even if it has its issues, I can see where people are coming from if it has issues, but and it's also been a long time since I've seen this before. Since I've seen this movie, so also it could be just remembering it differently or whatever. Maybe over time it won't be as good, but I don't think that. But 20th anniversary edition. 2. Do the Right Thing. Now this one I watched around the time they gave you a lot of movies like Do the Right Thing for free when 2020 rolled around and it was pandemic plus that other thing. And they just give you a lot of movies like Do the Right Thing for free. I think it was free to stream on YouTube. Like, I think everywhere you can get anywhere you can stream a movie, like Prime Video was for free. That was a really considerate thing they did. I like that. I like that they did that. But Hate U Give was another one I did that with, but I get that digitally. Sometimes when there's a good sale digital, you just gotta go digital. You know, I am definitely physical over digital. Sometimes you can't ignore a damn good sale. The Invisible Man. This one was just really cheap on Amazon. You can stream it for free on Prime, but it was like under $10. I was like, this is a no-brainer. Get this now. I have seen this before. I did like it. It's not one I'm clamoring to go back to. You know, I'll probably sooner watch Obsession again than I would with Invisible Man. Some of the cliches are a bit annoying to just sit through a second time, but it also is just really creative with the the updates they make and the new rules they have and like the new twists on things. It's not as clever as it could be, to be fair, but I think it's a lot better than some people give it credit for. Now, those of you who know your... Another one. Those of you who know your Lee Whannell are probably like, hey, you shoot the other one? I did, and I don't know why I didn't grab it. Where is the movie? Why can't I find it? You never got it. Oh, come on. Yeah, what the hell? I went to put it there. I hate this too, because like I just my brain is just not work. If you guys want to know, it's my brain just not work. But the other one is Upgrade. I can't. There it is. I just couldn't see it. I glossed over it. That's the problem when you're looking at just the spines and is red, and so is another movie you got last month. So you just associate the two together. Upgrade. Now this is the other Leigh Whannell movie. I definitely like this one a lot more. I think it had everything in this movie is like fantastic. Just a really damn good movie that I cannot wait to read again. Watch again. Watch for movies. Read for books. Come on, brain. Nice, only 10 minutes. The Book of Henry is, like with The Odd Life of Timothy Green, a guilty pleasure watch. This was kind of pricey to get. I had a gift card, and I got this one for free, but definitely did not need to run right out and get this one. $20 for a book that's what, and see, not my fault. $20 for a movie. Come on, brain. $20 for a movie that honestly isn't even that great and is pretty old is kind of ridiculous, but I guess just goes to show how sometimes my brain will say something, we need this, and it will not let me breathe. Nope, that was too over the top, way too exaggerated. It won't let me rest until that's a word. It won't let me rest until I get it, and that was the case with this movie. Now this is what I was talking about with it seems crumpled. See that? I don't know why they do that nowadays. Yeah, this is an older movie, but it should be in pristine condition, in my opinion. But yeah, ultimate guilty pleasure. It is definitely not a well put together movie. There are certain things, but it's also, I think it's a lot better than people give it credit for. I would agree with someone that gave it a 7 out of 10. I'd give it more like a 6 out of 10. It is a guilty pleasure for me. I like these types of movies sometimes if they do it right. You know, if the script is strong enough and it keeps your interest enough, and it did. And it was also a movie that I saw the trailers for, and I was like, if you just give me that, then I'm fine with that, and I did. Of course, it has its issues, but I still like it despite its flaws. Be a good Adam and Pals movie for them to watch. Rest in peace to Scoot. It'd be nice if they did that before he was still alive. Because that'd be the perfect kind of movie for him to watch. They did make the only reason why I remember this movie is because they briefly mentioned it in their Oscars video. And it seemed like Scoot had seen the movie before, so maybe they didn't want to do one that he's already seen before, that anyone had seen before. Because they usually do something that only Adam has seen, or maybe none of them have seen. And I know there's exceptions. Abigail is the great example of, did you really need to get this movie? You couldn't have just dealt with the library's copy. You're not wrong. But I like this one enough. It's a nice movie to watch around the Halloween season. All I really have to say about that. I liked it enough. Rocketman. One of the better biopics, leaps and bounds better than Bohemian Rhapsody. Talk to Me took forever to come in. For whatever, like Amazon, pretty much just they kept it at a facility and then they just did it. Wasn't there and it was. There was a lot of, I'm not gonna get into it in the shipping details, but it took forever to come in. It should have came in the same day as Book of Henry. It was coming from the same exact place that Book of Henry is coming from, but for whatever reason, it took forever. This was the one I was talking about, the one with the another A24 movie. The YouTuber guy had made a movie, and it was one of them was Talk to Me. The other one was Bring Her Back, which I watched last night. I have Cinemax for free for 7 days, and that was the main reason why I got the free trial, was to finally watch that movie. And to be fair, while I really liked Bring Her Back, it is one of those movies I'd only watch once. Maybe years from now, I'll finally bite the bullet and buy the Blu-ray, but it's pretty pricey. And it is like I was saying before, it is one of those really nice presented special edition, almost like a Criterion Collection Blu-ray, if you know what those are. But Talk to Me comes with a DVD, and when the digital code is Fandango Now, you're glad it comes with DVD, so I can just I'm just trying to do this, and goes right. That's the whole point of me opening the case. Just take the DVD out and put it in my Blu-ray player, which it does play Blu-rays, but to be fair, I like the DVD app better than the Blu-ray app. Chronicle. This one like with last month's Birdman, pretty much the second I bought it, iTunes was like, hey, $5 to own. And for whatever reason, the digital code doesn't work. This movie is so old in terms of digital copy years. Like it's not that old in general. In general, it's not that old at all. But in digital copy years, like how you do dog years, digital copy years, it's old. And they want you to put the DVD into your computer, follow the directions they give you. Say it has to be a PC or Mac, and that's how you get a digital code. And I think it expired. Now, what I should have done is I should have gotten the Blu-ray plus digital copy version. There's 2 versions of this Blu-ray. I think one's just a newer version so people can get the digital copy for once and for all. To be fair, I got this cheaper. I got the combo pack cheaper than I did the non-combo pack version. So I'm happy at the end of the day. And again, at the end of the day, my Blu-ray player is fixed now in terms of finding the right app to play Blu-rays on there. So I can just watch the Blu-ray. Now for the DVDs. Rango. Now, this one I owned a long time ago, but DVDs scratch over time. And I was pretty careless with DVDs back when I got this. That's how old that movie, how long I had that movie for. And so the iTunes version does not come with any special features, number 1. And 2, you don't get the extended version, which is really annoying. And I was like, hey, you know what? The DVD is $10 for a pretty old movie when it comes to DVD comes with nothing. Like, I didn't take this out. There's just nothing right here. But it's Rango. I liked Rango. I think Rango is one of those kids' movies that tries to have a more of an edge to it, and it does it phenomenally well. Sovereign was the movie I was referring to where there's no Blu-ray release. Although if you get it on physical media, it is 4K. So they definitely had both. Again, like I said, I think it was just budgetary reasons. This movie has a very small budget. It's Universal. No, it's not. Is it? Yeah, it's Universal. Huh. They couldn't fund a Blu-ray copy? I don't know. But I think this was pretty much direct to DVD anyways. It's one of those like limited release in theaters, but pretty much just direct to DVD. I like this one. This was probably one I didn't need to buy right away, but I like this one. You know, it's not like Obsession where there might be a unrated cut coming out, so to get Obsession right away probably wasn't the best idea, but I had to. And the last movie is Burn After Reading. For whatever reason, all these other movies, except for the ones that were pre-owned, like Chronicle was, this one did not have the shrink wrap. I don't know why. Maybe it's this movie is older and it's a DVD copy. Maybe for whatever reason, Amazon wasn't doing that back in the day, but kind of unprofessional. No. At the end of the day, I think it's just a manufacturer problem, not Amazon's fault at all. Alright, so how long are we going for? 18 minutes. Okay. So I did get some comics. Now, the comic shop did not do the Mylars. I did that myself. First up is Good Devils Don't Play Fair with Evil, written by David Brothers with artwork by Nick Dragotta. I had to settle for the second printing, but this was when I saw it, and I was like, yeah, it's $5.99. It's pretty thick one shot, so why not get it? I believe it's a one shot, too. I don't know why the I don't know why the Image Comics official site doesn't say that anymore. I swear it did before. The newest issue of Dread the Halls, Dread the Hall H 2025 edition, 2026 edition. If it was 2025, it would be many pissed. This is written by Jordan Hart with Chris Ryall doing the artwork. I'm just going to show the credits page so you can see that. But I like these. These are fun little anthology stories. Ironically enough, the other two I've read so far, I didn't like the Dread the Hall H 2025 as much as I liked the first issue. The first issue was just called Dread the Halls. It was a Christmas Halloween movie. Wow, my brain is just not working today. It was a Christmas / Halloween anthology comic. I believe it released around time of Christmas, and it has Christmas stories in it. But it's like Krampus, how Krampus is Christmas, but also horror, kind of like that. Mask issue 1, the variant edition. Now, I got this through a blind bag. I thought the blind bag I got was going to be the ROM. And they had the ROM issue 1s. Nope. That was disappointing. This is Dan Waters with artwork done by Tom Riley. And this is the Tom Riley edition, the variant. I believe it's Tom Riley. We'll check after, but that's where the more complete version comes in. Headlopper semi-annual adventure comic. I thought at first this was just going to be a reprint of issue 1. It is not, so I had to get this one. If I wanted to get all of Headlopper, I wanted to own all of Headlopper. But yeah, those 4. That was the whole reason. That's the whole reason why I decided to go to the mall yesterday. Tag along with everyone else going to the mall yesterday. It was kind of disappointing because that's all I got. And I was like, but nice, got more. But it was just the way stores are now. Sadly, because Amazon is just like a huge. I like physical stores more than Amazon, like way more than Amazon. But it's a shame sometimes. It's like, well, it's just easier to go on Amazon because they have everything. You know they're gonna have something. 9 times out of 10 at least. Next series is all 4 volumes of The Sacrificers by Rick Remender, with artwork done by Max Firuma. And Dave McCraig, I do believe, does the coloring? Yes, colors by Dave McCraig. This one, all 21 issues across 4 volumes. Volume 1 collecting the first 6 issues. Not for $10 though, which I was kind of surprised. Usually, Rick Remender is one to keep the $9.99 Volume 1 train going. Although I haven't seen that. Diork, again, I'm calling it Diork, not Dork. Diork is going to be $9.99 for the first volume. But I almost want to say they're almost phasing, Image Comics is almost phasing that out. Because I want to say it's less often than it used to be. Could be wrong, though. Volume 2 collects the Sacrificers 7 through 11. I know I just showed artwork from Volume 1, but I want to do it again. I don't usually. I know I usually do it for the floppies, the single issues, but this is a less complete version, anyways, so I don't mind. Yeah, 1 through 6, 7 through 11, Volume 2. Volume 3 is 13 to 15, and they really botched this. There's on the back right here. I don't know if you can see that. Thank God this is the one I was like. This is the only one that came in bad condition. But yeah, a lot of blemishes here. It's like, how's that even happen? Again, my theory is sometimes they read the books before they send them out. Not the person that ships them out, but just in general. They get stuck at the warehouse all day, and during lunch break, they watch Burn After Reading and read Sacrificers, and then they're on the 3rd volume, and then someone just wasn't too careful with it. And then Volume 4 collects 16 to 21. So wait, 13 to 15? Yep, okay. Wait, sorry. 12 to 15. 12 to 15 for Volume 3, and Volume 4 is 16 to 21. I think I may have said 13 to 15 by accident. My eyes were playing my vision was playing tricks on me. So, Sacrificers. For Rick Remender, I break my whole, I have to get everything, and honestly I've been breaking the rule a lot recently, but my whole rule of, if I'm getting a book, it has to be, like, the complete, like, the last of what I need from this author, or just all the author's work at once, or what have you, or, this author only did, only wrote 2 series, and if I get them, I get them both, but I can't get this book, so put that book off the side, that's fine, because it's just volume 3 of 50 of whatever from Image by a writer who's just non-stop writing for Image anyways. Yeah, I broke that rule. Started out with Rick Remender, but pretty much have just completely exercised that rule. Memoirs of Giselle. Katia Vecchio writes this. This is a memoir. And in fact, I almost find myself saying Memoirs of Giselle, but that is not right. Yeah, written, illustrated, and lettered by Katia Vecchio, but translation editor is Edward Cayo. But this looked interesting enough. I read the brief plot synopsis of this one. Definitely not a easygoing read. It deals with heavy subject matter, but it looked interesting enough. I'm not gonna run right out and read it, but there you go. And it's an OGN, original graphic novel. Then last and kind of least is Xander Cannon's Sleep. Now this seemed to be, it was advertised as being an oversized hardcover. It looked like it was. They say deluxe edition, or they say deluxe hardcover, but it's not. It is standard size hardcover. I do not know why they did that. And I also don't know why Amazon completely ruined the corners of this book. Just the top corners. And that's it. But still, like, come on, guys. It's like you're trying to damage the book. 1 through 8 collected here. At the end of the day, it is a series I was looking forward to reading. I know nothing of Xander Cannon's work, so new author. It's never usually a bad thing. Trying something new. But that, as I say, is that. This video was longer than I intended it to be.